We're making two different ice creams, but it's going to be made from the same base. First thing we're going to do is I'm taking a cup and a half of heavy cream or whipping cream. I'm using whipping cream in this case. You can use heavy cream if you'd like. And the other half cup is heavy coconut cream, which is what I want to do. So let's go here. You can see some of the solid pieces there. Most of that is the coconut cream, and I want it to be that way. Now we're making no churn ice creams. So let's begin whipping. Stopping right here because I want to show you something. See how it's starting to thicken up? The key with whipped cream, if you've never made it before, is you want everything to be cold, cold, cold. So I had the whipping cream and the coconut cream in the either in the fridge, and I put them in the freezer for about 15 minutes. You don't want to store them in the freezer, but putting them in there just to get that extra chill just before you whip it can help you at times. Did you see how quickly that came to a cream there? I'm going to let it go a little tiny bit more, but I don't want to whip it all the way before I add my sweetened condensed milk. Now this sweetened condensed milk is the, basically I'm taking a cup of it. I made this, and you can buy it in the can and you can use it in the can if you don't want to make it. If you do want to make it, you can always look at one of my videos which basically tells you how to make homemade. It's much better. It tastes so much better.
And once you have had the homemade, you're not going to want to go back to the canned.
Yeah, you really don't. It takes about an hour to make, and which is really not a big problem. So to have a better product. So I'm going to add some of this now, and I'm going to whip it a little bit more, and then I'm going to stop at some point. That didn't take long. I want to stop it because I have other ingredients to add. I need some vanilla.
Which is right in front of your bowl there, babe.
There, I thought you put it out there. Now,
I got you.
Now vanilla we're going to use about anywhere from a teaspoon to tablespoon. I like vanilla, so I probably add a little bit more than the average person does.
We go a little nutty with our vanilla.
That's about 2 teaspoons right there. You can adjust that up, adjust it down a little bit depending on how much vanilla flavor you want in there. You're not going to ruin the recipe by going a little less or a little more. Now, the reason I'm just going slowly on this is because I don't want to ruin it. I want it to be a stiff peak, but I do not want it to whip so much that it's unpliable. Okay, next step. We've got this part done. I'm going to probably whip it a little tiny bit more right before we mix it together, but it's close enough now that I don't want to do it at this point. Parchment paper. You know what the frustrating thing about parchment paper is? You put it down, and what does it do? It pops back up. So I was very frustrated with it in one of my videos, and a chef friend of ours from Baltimore, April, said, you know what I do with it? You know what I do with it? This is what I do with it. I scrunch it up, and then when I open it back up again, it fits. So I thought, okay, I will try that and see if it works. Well, guess what? April was right. See that? Now it fits. It'll stay down, and I don't care if it has a few crinkles in it. That's not the point here. The point here is I need to keep it off the pan, and I need parchment in between, and that's going to work perfectly, and then it's going to scoop off. So I wanted to show you that. And we're going to go to the next part.
So Dennis defrosted a bag of organic frozen raspberries. We strained them, ended up with some really nice juice. The pulp is put aside, that'll go into a shake or something else, or as an ice cream topping. I purchased dehydrated, crunchy pieces of berry. And this is raspberry, blueberry, and strawberry, freeze-dried. Get these in the dried fruit section at Trader Joe's. I sent them through a small spice chopper, ended up with the most gorgeous berry pink raspberry berry powder. Mix these guys together, and this is going to be the dye for our ice cream. It's not going to be as dark as this is, but it was a fascinating process. It was a lot of fun to try. Our base. These two are going to be separate. So before, I'm taking it off the top, so before Dennis whips it again, I'm able to fold this, and there we have a dark chocolate ice cream base. But we're going to take this, and we're putting this in to make some cubes. And I found these silicone ice trays to be so usable, so multi-purpose.
And since the ratios are a little bit different, you're going to have more of the chocolate in that. It's going to tighten up more than the typical ice cream will, but that's fine.
So you're going to have almost something like a large, softer chocolate chip in there. Until it freezes, they're a little bit hard to work with, so support it with your hand. So I'm taking over here for a bit, and we're going to whip this to make sure all that heavy cream, sweetened condensed milk, and coconut milk have a good buoyancy. And I know you've heard me use that term before, but let's do a quick whip. And I am going to, I've got a 1/3 cup measuring cup right here. Now, because these are such different textures, I'm going light. We're going to see how much of this we actually need to use.
Exactly.
So let's just go with another 1/2 scoop. Drizzle that around. And using the natural flavoring we already have, we're going to have lovely chocolate. We're also going to be having some absolutely incredible raspberry flavor. And you can see the pink swirl. It is more of a natural color. I don't want to go for Pepto-Bismol or bubble gum. I want something nice and natural, and this works.
I think that looks like a nice color.
So,
it's very nice. I would like a touch of salt.
we're going to go ahead and...
That's nice. The salt helped it.
And
just a little
touch
bit.
of lemon juice. I might end up putting a raspberry swirl into the pan too.
Delicious. Delicious.
Okay, I think we're where we need to be.
Okay, I'm going to show you one part here. This needs to be put into here so that it can freeze. I put it into a shallow pan like this on purpose.
What makes me so happy is it maintained its texture and integrity. And the main reason it did that is because we were slow and we worked with it very carefully. That's why folding is so important when you're dealing with anything that is aerated, like a whipped cream or a meringue.
You're going to put some plastic wrap over the top of it before it goes into the freezer, and because we do not want it to pick up other flavors in the freezer while it's freezing.
We decided to go a little over the top. Why not? Arts and crafts time. Went to Michael's and Wegmans, a couple grocery stores and a craft store, and I got a bunch of different colored sugar, pink, black, gunmetal gray, white crystal, all sorts of sugar, jimmies, sprinkles, what have you. And we're going to decorate our cones because we decided that this would be a really cool project if someone were to make their ice cream cone match their ice cream, and in the meantime do a little tribute to whatever band or theme. You could do team colors, anything you want to do. Just get creative. Even if you're doing a socially distanced or a Zoom birthday party, everybody get the same stuff and create what you want. Took tissue paper, made little bottoms for the cupcakes.
Nice part is you get to have enough so that things do stick to it and stay on it as much as possible.
You know, it's just a fun little project. I mean, I could do Bruins colors, we could do Patriots colors, we could do Tigers color. Here we go. Makes a good little crunch feel to that. Look at that. And when you're doing that, it actually spreads the icing out a little bit, so you're getting a really good coating. And the beauty is, all these little beads are edible. It's a sugary treat, but we made the ice cream healthy, so we may as well have a decadent cone. So what I'm doing, letting this set, just put it into a little glass, and yeah, a few are going to fall off, and that's fine because we got a lot of them here. Now imagine what this would look like if you were doing Halloween ice cream cones. All sorts of fun sprinkles for Halloween. Black, orange, green. Let's do the same thing. But I'm going to give it a little depth. Looks like tar.
You know what?
Tastes so much better.
That's my style.
This is,
Coming down the sides, I love it when you take waffle cones and put chocolate on
I know.
it and let
It's
it
like it
drizzle
has
down.
that drizzle. Oh God, I know.
So good that
And
way.
it just takes you right back. It's like childhood. This is something you can do with kids. If you teach, family, and like I said, the distance birthday party, the up close party, even on Zoom. So let's really get in here with this. Shake it up. All right. Tipping the bowl a little bit. The angle's a little rough, but this is turning out pretty cool. The other thing you can do is tip the cone upside down, let that sprinkle right back into the bowl. And this is why the world invented vacuum cleaners and brooms. You find another flavor you like and you want to decorate accordingly. You're back to school, going back to college. You've got another band that you like. Hey, why not? Get those colors out there, play around with it, and create something fun. You know, it's obviously not an everyday thing, but if a treat's going to happen, make it a treat you're really going to enjoy. Dig into it. So, let these guys set up and we're going to come back and pull it all together.
And here's the finished product. It's raspberry ice cream with dark chocolate in waffle cones. Now we designed them this way, but you can do them any way that you want, and we encourage you for your next party to have some fun with this. Thank you. Bye-bye.